ran the exact same task on both $200 plans. Back to back, same day, same laptop. A 40-file refactor. Nothing exotic. The kind of job you'd hand off and go make coffee. On one plan, it finished clean. No warnings, no wall. On the other, I got locked out 3 hours in, mid-task, with half the files untouched. Same price, same month, completely different ceiling. And almost nobody actually knows why that happens because both companies market these plans the exact same way, as if $200 means the same thing twice. It doesn't. The reason one plan held up and the other didn't has nothing to do with which model is smarter. It comes down to how each company actually meters your usage under the hood. And those two metering systems are built on completely different logic. One counts tokens like a bank counts dollars. The other counts your session like a gym counts visits, then adds a second, quieter cap on top that most people don't find out about until they hit it. Once you understand that difference, you stop guessing which plan is worth it, and you start picking the one that actually matches how you work. That's what this video breaks down, piece by piece, with real numbers from both companies' own documentation. Before we get into the mechanics, if you're the kind of person who's going to test this stuff yourself, or you're deciding which of these to actually pay for, do 3 things right now. Hit like so this reaches more people who are stuck on the same decision, drop a comment with which plan you're currently paying for, and subscribe so the deeper breakdowns land in your feed automatically. Now, let's get into it. Start with the coding assistant that runs inside your terminal and editor, tied to a $200 tier. That plan isn't billed as a fixed number of requests. It's billed in token credits, a running meter of how much text goes in and comes out, the same way electricity is billed in kilowatt hours instead of how many times you flipped a switch. Earlier in the year, that company still charged per message, which meant a short question and a massive refactor cost roughly the same. That got scrapped in early April, and now every response is priced by its actual size. More context, longer output, more files touched, all of it adds up in real time all the time. The $200 tier itself also isn't one plan anymore. It used to be a single top offering, but it got split into 2 separate tiers just a few days after that pricing switch, a $100 tier and a $200 tier, with the top tier giving roughly 20 times the throughput of the base paid plan depending on which model inside the system you're running.
Now compare that to the other coding assistant, the one built around a 5-hour rolling session. Here, the meter doesn't restart at midnight or on the first of the month. It starts the moment you send your first prompt, and it resets exactly 5 hours later, no matter what. Fire off a message at 9 in the morning, your window closes at 2 in the afternoon, whether you sent 3 prompts or 300 in between. On top of that 5-hour window sits a second ceiling, a weekly cap that covers everything you do across the coding tool, the regular chat app, and the collaborative workspace feature, because all 3 draw from the same shared pool. Burn through your budget answering emails in the chat app, and you'll have less room left for your coding session that afternoon. That's the part people miss constantly. These aren't separate buckets. They're one bucket with 3 straws in it. So here's the actual difference in plain terms. One system measures work by size, how much you actually asked it to read, think about, and write. The other measures work by time and session count, with a multiplier attached to your plan tier instead of a hard number. And that second point matters more than it sounds like, because neither company will tell you the literal baseline number your multiplier is applied to. You're told your top plan gives you 20 times the base tier. 20 times what, exactly? That part isn't published. It's treated as a ratio, not a receipt. This is where the mistake comes in. The one that gets people genuinely angry when they hit it, because it doesn't feel like a small inconvenience, it feels like they were misled. Most people assume 20 times means a fixed, guaranteed amount of work every single month, something you can budget around, like a phone plan's data allowance. It doesn't work that way on either side. Both companies reserve the right to quietly adjust the underlying baseline whenever they want, which means your 20 times this month can buy noticeably less than your 20 times 3 months ago with 0 change to what you're paying. There's actually a legal case built entirely around this exact complaint. Someone on the coding session-based plan reported burning 15% of their entire weekly allowance in a single 5-hour block,
and argued the advertised value never matched what they actually got in practice. Whether that case holds up isn't the point here. The point is, if you're planning your workflow around a specific number you read in a blog post, you're planning around a number neither company actually guarantees.
Both systems also share a second trap, and it's a quieter one. Unused capacity does not roll over. Whatever you don't spend by the reset, whether that's a monthly credit pool or a weekly session cap, just evaporates. There's no saving up a light week to cover a heavy one. That changes how you should actually use these tools day to day. And I'll come back to that in a second, because it directly affects which plan fits your specific workload. Let's go back to that 40-file refactor I mentioned at the start, because the numbers explain exactly what happened. On the token-metered plan, a job like that draws down credits proportional to how much code gets loaded into context and how much gets written back out. Independent estimates put the top tier's monthly credit pool at somewhere around 13 million tokens worth of usage if you're running the more expensive model, stretching to tens of millions on the cheaper one. A 40-file refactor, even a chunky one, is a rounding error against a pool that size, which is exactly why that run finished without a hitch. On the session-based plan, though, the constraint isn't total tokens for the month. It's how much of your 5-hour block and your weekly cap that one continuous task eats in a single sitting. Large context, long output, and repeated tool calls all drain that window fast, and a task that runs for hours straight, without breaks, is precisely the shape of work that empties a rolling session before it empties a monthly pool. That's not a flaw in either system. It's just two different philosophies about what fair use should measure. So here's the mistake underneath the mistake. People pick a plan based on price, then blame the plan when their workflow doesn't match its metering style. If your work looks like short, frequent interactions, ask a question, get an answer, ask a follow-up, move on, a token-metered system rewards you because small requests barely touch the pool. If your work looks like one long, uninterrupted agentic session, kick off a task, walk away, come back hours later to a finished job, a rolling window system punishes you because that single session has to survive inside one 5-hour box, plus whatever's left of your week. Flip either of those, and the math flips with it. There's one more layer worth knowing, because it changes week to week, and most comparison videos are already outdated by the time they publish. Both companies have run temporary promotions that quietly reshape these numbers. Doubled off-peak allowances, extended weekly boosts, limited-time credit top-ups tied to a new model launch. Those promotions expire on fixed dates, often with almost no announcement, and your effective limit can drop back down overnight with no email telling you it happened. If you're budgeting a team's monthly spend around a limit you read about, check the date on that information before you trust it, because a number that was accurate in June can be flatly wrong by August. Now, the actual decision, stripped of marketing language. If your day looks like rapid back and forth, debugging, small edits, explaining unfamiliar code, reviewing a pull request here and there, the token-metered assistant gives you more room to breathe because you're rarely sending the kind of massive single request that burns through a credit pool fast. If your day looks like handing off a big autonomous job and letting it run, a large migration, a sweeping refactor, generating an entire feature end-to-end, you need to think in terms of 5-hour blocks and weekly totals, not monthly credits, because that's the actual constraint you'll hit first. And if you're doing both, heavy agentic runs some days, quick interactive fixes on others, you're going to feel the weekly cap tighten faster than the monthly pool does, simply because the pool resets on a slower clock. That's the whole comparison. Once you strip away the marketing page and look at how each system is actually built. Same sticker price, two completely different definitions of what you're allowed to spend it on. I test new AI deals every week. If a new free method comes out, you'll see it here first.